We submitted a Freedom of Information Act request to the U.S. government, and we got some amazing documents. There was a conference held in the year 2000 that was the dairy industry meeting with the federal government about how they could promote cheese. Not just promote cheese, they wanted to promote cheese craving. They had identified all Americans as falling into two groups: cheese cravers and people who just use a little bit of cheese to enhance their salad or their pasta. They're not interested in them. They're interested in the people who open up the refrigerator door, take the cheese and stuff it in their mouth. That's a cheese craver. So they figured in this conference, in the proceedings of the conference, they lay out exactly their strategy. Their strategy was not to work with every ma and pa restaurant down the block and encourage them to sell cheese. That would take forever. They worked with Wendy's. They have a contract with Wendy's, which I can show you, that says they will market something called the Cheddar Lovers Bacon Cheeseburger. And it was a big success. It sold a lot of cheese, a lot of cholesterol, but a lot of cheese. And then predicated on that, they then worked with Pizza Hut, and they developed new products. They worked with Subway, which had 2 sandwiches with no cheese on them. They fixed that. They worked with Taco Bell. They worked with Burger King, so that you go through the drive-thru and they make sure cheese is in what they ask you. Hi, welcome to Taco Bell. Would you like to try a quesadilla today? And they have moved cheese very successfully. 100 years ago, the average American consumed less than 4 pounds of cheese in a year's time. As of maybe 2009, it's about 32 pounds of cheese per person per year. And I'm not eating any, so somebody else is getting mine. You know, people are surprised that the government is now running General Motors and running some banks. Well, it has been running the dairy industry for a very long time. Even at the same time as they're paying cancer researchers to figure out why do Americans have more prostate cancer. They have heart disease researchers trying to figure out why do we have so much heart disease. And at the same time, they're saying more cheese, more milk, more meat, more sugar, more unhealthy foods. We're never going to win unless we can actually run this government in one coherent way that prioritizes health. One of the more absurd advertisements that the dairy industry was running said that if you have a low-calorie diet that has milk in it, you're going to lose more weight than a low-calorie diet alone. So in other words, you're dieting, but if you add milk, you're going to do better. Well, we looked into those claims, and it came from one research center in Tennessee. It was one researcher who had very small numbers of people. I'm talking about maybe 10 or 11 in his research studies. And he had shown exactly this. But the findings were quite dubious. Other researchers had not been able to replicate these findings. But this ad campaign went forward because the dairy industry had dollar signs in its eyes. So we complained to the Federal Trade Commission. And it took a couple of years for them finally to get back to us, but they did write back and said that they had worked with the dairy industry on it, and they had collectively decided that the evidence was just too weak to support these ads, and they pulled them.